Oh my gosh, can you believe it? It's already past Q1. I can't believe we're already mid-April. How are you?
Oh my goodness. I'm doing so well. Thank you very much. It has been an amazing quarter. This is going to be a lot of bites. This is probably going to be a whole meal that we're going to be talking
Oh,
about, right?
not a charcuterie board, maybe? Are we
A grazing table?
A grazing table, yes.
A grazing table of events and activities and learnings and everything in between.
Oh my gosh, so many things. I know you were busy in January. What was going on then? What was happening in January for you?
Yeah, it's so funny because every time we do these little snack reports,
I like it.
really looking back at our quarter, it's such a good activity because it really makes you reflect on what you've been working on and all the different adventures, especially with the events that we're going to and checking out and the people that we're engaging. It's a great opportunity just to reflect. So, wow, January was definitely action packed. I had a lot of like personal travel, but then also consulting travel, kind of all over the place in the US. But then end up from an event standpoint, went to Fancy Food Fair, so the Specialty Food Association. They had the Fancy Food Fair taking place, I believe, the first time in San Diego.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
It
Yeah.
was my first time going, and I know we talked about it a little bit. And what a great event! Very much like engaged. It wasn't. I'm so glad to be fully transparent. Like, oh my gosh, it was such a busy show. We were working the booth. I was action packed with the Osh team. So we were showcasing all the new launches into the U.S. market. So really exciting time there. And the Fancy Fair show had like over 12,000 attendees. Industry
Wow.
professionals. I'm just looking at my notes here. I believe over 1,000 exhibitors, and it was just it felt like a really good community down there. So brands from all over the states, obviously. There's brands from Canada and international brands as well. So really
Well,
interesting stuff.
any insights into trends? Like, what did you see stand out there? What's different, SFA versus an ExpoWest, if you will?
Yeah. So from my experience, it felt definitely more intimate. Smaller conference, of course. There's like one main show floor and less massive compared to Expo West. So you can actually get through the show
Nice.
for those dates. So it's January 11th to 13th. You can actually, I'd say you could probably hit every single row if you wanted to. Take your time there. And it was really cool to see. I was looking at some of those trends and some of the previous, like from the trends reports, and it was all about sensemaxxing. And I found this to be really interesting because it felt like it really showed up on the show floor. And it was all about, in this digital space that we're in right now, how do we engage consumer senses in a unique way? How do we make foods crunchier, crisper, more intense? The aromas, the bubbles, and everything in between. So I think that was really interesting. And also packaging, because colorful packaging really felt like it came across powerfully when it came to a lot of these CPG packages. Before, I think a couple years ago, it was a little bit more muted and I say like black and white kind of labeling. And now we're seeing a lot more color, a lot more I guess more festiveness and fun, like brands having fun with their packaging and of course still compliant, but fun.
Yes, I love that. Compliant and fun. And I love
Mhm.
that sensemaxxing. I hope to see more of that at some of the upcoming trade shows we'll be attending. How cool. Eating with sound.
Sound, crunches. I'm a very
Love it.
sensitive crunch. My audio picks up
are.
crunch quite loud. I think it's actually my 23andMe report. It shows up I'm very sensitive to sound. So I'm not maxed at that part. I don't know if it's a good thing for me, but I think for the average consumer, it's a really good. I can hear someone eating a potato chip from across an airplane. That's how sensitive I am.
Every potato chip has a different sound.
That's
Oh my gosh, this could be a whole podcast episode.
Absolutely. The
Right?
ripple, the little ripple versus the thin lays versus something that's like
Stickies and
misfits.
Oh,
We're just going to do an episode on sounds.
I think we should. Sensemaxxing.
Yeah, I think
One.
we're going to look for some volunteers who wants to eat some potato chips for us.
Yeah, let's do it. Maybe that's our next like podcast on the boots on the ground instead of fast five. Eat a potato chip.
And just with a variety was, this might be good for our upcoming guest.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
I love this. Note to self. Put it in the idea bank.
Definitely. Okay, so lots on the go in February. Sorry, January. Now moving into February, what do we get into? I know
My
you had a really
gosh.
cool event going on.
I did. I did. I was invited to speak at an event hosted by Sid Mehta. It was for the CFE gathering, which stands for the Commercial Fisheries Enterprise and Agriculture. So it's hosted by the First Nations Fisheries Council. I was invited to speak at a panel about domestic pathways for seafood and why these markets are important and why you need to establish the foundation to get into the domestic market before you even think about exporting and scaling up and what that means for long-term growth. And on that panel was Deborah Hellback from Seafood Business Accelerator. So she was
She's
sharing a little bit
amazing.
about the program. And then Chef Steph, who I will
Yes.
not say a little about her because she's an upcoming guest on our podcast. So please listen. The next few episodes will be showcasing her. Chef Steph's so wonderful and such a great community. I tried ling cod, some gooey duck, and turbot, which I had no idea what the heck turbot is, but it was a smoked turbot. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, I made some really interesting connections there as well. And then moving into mid-February,
Oh my gosh, Kev, I have a question for you about your gooey duck experience.
gooey duck.
Going back for a second.
Yeah.
Because these are wild. And how did you enjoy the gooey duck? Was it sliced? Was it
So
sashimi?
Steph prepared
Yes.
it, and she
Okay.
prepared it almost like a oh, what is it? But it had vinegar, and usually it's prepared with tuna, like a poke. Like a
Okay, great.
poke.
Like a nice little
Oh,
scenario.
like
Okay.
yeah, oh, it was so
Cool.
lovely. And she served it on like a not an endive with some
Okay.
kelp seasoning on it. So really taking advantage of our bounty here of the sea. Oh, it was just so I love gooey duck. If you love scallops or like mussels, that's the kind of texture to expect. I didn't even know it was gooeyed up to begin with. I'm like, oh, this is great. But it was so good.
So cool.
Just don't
Love it.
think about how it looks.
Oh, Google how it looks if you haven't seen it. Do it. Yeah. So wonderful. So moving to CHFA.
So CHFA Vancouver, February 20 to 22. What did we get up to, Christine?
Oh my gosh, we had such a fantastic time. CHFA in Vancouver, our neck of the woods. What a great show. Being local, I think it's special when it's in Toronto, but even more so when it's in Vancouver. We get to see a lot of brands that we're in community with here. And, a really cool show in terms of stats, over 7,000 industry professionals. So that's, including exhibitors and over 1,000 exhibitors, over 1,000 retailers from across Canada. So it wasn't just, buyers or retailers from the West Coast, but it was all across the country. We checked out the launch pad, we checked out the education events. It was so special. How did it land for you, Lara?
Oh my gosh, we recorded with a couple of our friends from the CPG space episode. What's the plug, Christine? I don't have it written down.
Check out episode, yeah, it was 58. We had our fast 5 interviews.
Even though it was earlier this year, typically it's in April for CHFA. I had a fabulous time meeting everyone, and of course, all the conferences and all the learnings and the workshops. I just like it. I love that it's in our backyard, and yeah, we get to see the people that we don't get to see every year. So I love it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
It's
great
so
reunion.
good. How do you recommend? Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Wow. So what
Are
else
we heading into
happened?
March?
I
That's
guess we're heading into March. I felt like there was a lot of meetings and a lot of bids going
There
on.
were, there
And
was. There was suppliers night at the BCFT suppliers night,
Mhm.
which is a yearly event that happens, hosted by the BC food technologists. So they bring in ingredients, suppliers, distributors, and they have a showcase night, typically at the end of February. Also another event if you're searching for ingredients or distributors, a great event to attend as well. I don't have the stats in front of me, but usually it's at the Delta Casino Hotels in Burnaby.
Yeah, and it's cool because it seems like a lot of these folks are, especially the exhibitors, they're on a road trip in many cases. They're
Yeah, that's
coming up from the
true.
States and they're here. I think BC, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is one of the last stops for the show. Is that
That's right.
correct?
Part of the
Okay.
Cascade. Yeah, so it's usually Seattle and then Portland and then BC. Or
Yeah,
Portland, then Seattle, then BC.
Portland to Seattle. Yeah. And
Mhm.
everyone's like full energy. They're still
I know.
going. Lots of opportunity, especially as they make their way up
Yeah.
to Canada.
And then after a week later, they go down to California for
SCIFT.
Expo.
And
It's gifts, actually
which is
gifts. Yeah.
gifts. Yeah. Laura, ready to trade podcast mics for policy talk?
Only if it's for the CHFA Regulatory Forum.
Fair. It's where industry leaders, policymakers, and Health Canada executives come together to shape the future of natural, organic, and wellness in Canada.
So basically, if you care about where the industry is headed, you should probably be in that room.
CHFA's Regulatory Forum takes place in Ottawa, May 26th to 27th, and it's open to members and non-members.
Online registration closes May 12, 2026. Get the details at chfa.ca/events.
And now back to munching on molecules. Oh my gosh. So
Oh my gosh.
perhaps that takes us over to West, which, we did do a nice little recap there. And we also did our fast interviews. And we just love this because it gives us an opportunity to go and interview brands, both Canadian and then also US, of course, as we're making new friends all over the place. And just a great opportunity to engage and understand different businesses out there. But yeah, maybe we go to SCIFT because SCIFT is like a wild adventure. There's so many suppliers going out to this show.
Yeah,
Your
so
take.
SCIFT stands for Southern California IFT, Institute of Food Technologists. So they're a chapter of IFT, and they typically host it a day before Expo starts. So typically on the conference day, and it's maybe a 20-minute walk from the Expo Convention Center. And it's lovely. It keeps growing every year. I'll find other rooms where there's other ingredient suppliers or up and coming innovative ingredients. Like it's a place where a lot of companies that exhibit at Cascadia IFT and BC IFT, they come down to SCIFTs and exhibit as well. And sometimes you'll find some really new and different ingredients as well at SCIFT. So I love that show. And then it just, it gets into Expo afterwards. And so I don't even know where to start with Expo. Maybe episode 61, if you want to have a listen.
Yes, episode 61. We did a nice little recap.
We did.
Yeah, and it was so fun to be there. Once again, it was one of those shows where we're walking the floor, getting a lot of trends. And the big thing is, capturing trends, understanding what's going on in the markets, but then also emerging trends. And I think that's a big part. We've been having some really great conversations around innovation, thinking about where new ideas come from, but then also taking different ideas and mashing them up, or just rethinking and revitalizing how we think about product design, intentional product design. But yeah, definitely feel free to listen more so on episode 61, I believe.
Yeah.
Kind of a capture of what we saw in terms of trends and things to look out for as well, because I don't think a lot of these things are going away. GLP, as an example, or protein or fiber maxing, but I think there's definitely functional health stacking that's going to be taking place more so significantly. That's my hot take.
Agreed. And yeah, I have to say the C's. Creatine.
Oh, please do.
Colostrum. Sorry.
And
Oh, what's the other C?
I think there's collagen.
Collagen.
There's lots of P's. Protein.
Peptides, protein. Yeah.
All the things. Oh my gosh, the hop's going to jump over to RCA, which took place in Colorado.
Yeah. How was that for you?
It was excellent. It's a great show. So Research Chefs Association, I've been a member for years, and excellent organization. The numbers were wonderful. They did a phenomenal job with the education session. So really an opportunity to get out, engage with research chefs, scientists, culinology professionals, so that blend of culinary and food science, and just be within community. And it's honestly, it feels kind of like a homecoming, if you will, because we know a lot of the people in the industry, and when you get back, you're just like, oh my gosh, it's been a moment, and
yeah,
you get to reconnect.
Yeah, there was a special edition
There was.
Because it was a celebration of how many years, RCA?
Oh
Is
my
that
gosh,
why?
I'm gonna
Because
have
it's a
to look at my
celebration?
culinology bottle. One
Oh
moment.
my gosh, here it is. Oh,
One
this is so
second.
exciting.
Sorry,
I
put
have
beside
yet
me because we had a
to
bit of a
try.
party on the weekend. It was called the Culinologist's Cut Bourbon. So they did a special collab for this
How cool.
wonderful bourbon, and it's so delicious. Oh my
Can't wait.
goodness. So here it is, cinnamon, vanilla, maple, and they use a Pinot Noir cask. It's so good. I'll
I
have to
am
get you your
patiently waiting for my bottle. But I
yeah.
can wait.
Okay, okay. But yes, excellent in terms of trends. Of course, once again, GLP, but also the impact on sensory for people who are taking these medications. Yeah, super interesting. Some correlation when it comes to sensory impacts. Protein, thinking about MSG in different ways, right? Like natural
MSG.
occurring. Yeah,
Okay. So what do you like umami, like to just heighten the umami senses using not MSG but something else?
well, it could be using MSG or natural occurring. So then when you layer it in, it was just, yeah, we can dig into more on this. They had some
Oh, cool.
amazing presentations and, of course, presentations on trends.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lots more on that front, but
Oh my gosh.
perhaps we'll leave it there for the
So
time
excited.
being.
I
Yeah, it
think
was
what we'll
very
do,
good.
because they probably published the dates for next year, we should in the show notes maybe put in the next upcoming events for if they're already out with those dates so people can start planning for their
Yeah.
Q1 2027.
Yeah, so it's going to be in Dallas, Texas. We'll get the dates posted
Cool.
here for folks to see and to check it out.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so then I got back to from Expo West. You went off to Colorado for
Mhm.
your RCA, and I was invited to the Fasken offices. When I got back, they had invited Jake Carls from Midday Squares to speak. Holy, what an amazing story. What an engaging personality. His energy level, like, I don't know how he maintains it. Kirk Moore from Crush Dynamics was in the lift with me when Jake Carls walks in. I'm like, oh my God, Kirk, it's Jake.
Amazing.
He was just so cool, so personable, and like his energy level was still like up high there. And he just talked about, his topic was the power of authenticity and storytelling, and he showcased the story of Squares, how they just kind of started as like a kitchen experiment, and then all of a sudden they've grown. 65 million squares, I think, has been sold with. Like, now they
Wow.
have their own manufacturing facility producing 150,000 squares daily, and how, like, he met, how the province of Quebec has helped their company grow in terms of investment. And, it was a great, great event hosted by Faskin and Ali. And the fact that it only came together in, like, I think Ali said 10 days or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
That's impressive.
Very
Yes.
impressive. So yeah, kudos to the team at Faskin to put that on, and what a great session. And I'm looking forward to hopefully a few more that Faskin hosts here in
Yeah.
Vancouver.
And they've got a great space there. And
Totally.
I just think about the impact that, Midday Squares and, the chief rainmaker, Jake
Rainmaker,
Carl.
yeah.
Yes. I think just the inspiration, and I think a lot of brands look up to their storytelling ability, that it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's like share authentic stories, the origin story, where things are coming from, the process. Like, I think that's a really big. I wouldn't go to the event, but just checking out on just the communications, right? The consistent storytelling
Yeah.
that shows that yes, building a brand it is hard, but it can also be incredibly rewarding and also like fun, like creating those connections with consumers. I think that is so special. And we just had Alessio Monterosso on the podcast, and the episode will be coming out soon. Just that the whole storytelling piece really impacted him, and being able to share like through Ariana Naturals and elevating his brand. So
Yeah.
really interesting stuff.
I love it. They are changing the game, I think, in terms
Totally.
of marketing and like getting that transparency and trust from consumers while building your brand. I think it's so key. There's a lot of things that I personally probably wouldn't have shared, but Jake was like, just be comfortable, be authentic, be yourself. And yeah, totally cool. Oh my gosh, that was March.
That's March.
Yeah. I did a few more. I did another workshop webinar with Export Navigator. I've been
Oh,
working with them as a technical specialist pilot. Specialist as part of their pilot program. So I was on their last of their series towards the middle of March, and I was on a panel with a customs broker. And so we talked
oh,
about packaging, labeling requirements. What are some of the things and watch outs for when you want to export out to the US or even move product across borders, like, say, Mexico? What are some of those foundational pathways that you need when you're starting to think about scale and exporting? So
oh,
love
so
that. I
good.
had so much fun. I love Export Navigator. If you're a brand looking for exporting, not just like outside of the country for Canada, but they're also helping brands provincial, so within Canada as well. So I will put the link to Export
Yes,
Navigator because they just
please.
have funding again. They're federally and provincially funded. Really great program as a brand to access.
Oh, so good. Oh my gosh. Okay. Perhaps we'll
Really
do.
fun.
Well, there's so much, and then, and by the way, that's so cool. I think definitely share that out if there's any resources. I'm sure people would love
Totally.
to learn more.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, April is, we I know we're already into this quarter. A few different events that going on. I decided to pop over to more of an adjacent industry event, and
Yeah.
I think this is where a lot of interesting ideas can come from. There's lots of crossover, but it was through the organization Misty West, so they had this hard tech forum, and it was all about communications and the advancements in that space. And I'm not doing it justice, but it was just a really interesting networking event, understanding new technology, Bluetooth essentially will go to space or going to space, how to communicate what has been done in the past to where we are now, and how quickly things are changing.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, like traceability, tracking, super tiny Bluetooth chips that could be good, essentially be put onto packaging. My mind goes to food packaging,
Cool.
of course. So really interesting group there. And then I know you have a lot going on in April
Oh,
that you're going to be
gosh.
heading out to.
Yes, I'm heading out to South Carolina to attend the Association of Dressings and Sauces technical meeting. Yes, it's a mouthful, but I'm so excited. I get to spend time with product developers, formulators, those involved, manufacturers, those involved in dressings and sauces, and just geek out. One on process, one on ingredients. Maybe we'll talk about hydrocolloids. Maybe there's some packaging talk. I know there's a panel on HPP. Yeah, I'm just super excited to learn more and just be in company with product developers and formulators and
Yeah.
those who want to talk about sauces and dressings the geeky nerdy way.
It's so good. I went last year. It's an amazing event, and you're gonna love it.
I'm so
Geek
excited.
out away.
I
It's
will
gonna
be.
be people are passionate about sauces, and I think it's a great space. Definitely a
Yeah,
great space.
yeah. And one key milestone, or not milestone, but date that I want to make sure listeners do jot down. So I'm on the board for the Investment Agriculture Foundation of BC, IAF. We are a nonprofit organization that represents agriculture, value-added processing, and post-farm gate sectors just in BC. And IAF delivers programs and services to support agriculture in the food sector in BC. We have 3 board members vacating their seats because you can only serve 6-year terms. And we're celebrating a 30th year anniversary. So amazing.
Whoa.
But
Okay.
April 15, if you can write that down in your calendar, that's when all the information goes out for the board seats. We are looking for 2 agriculture related board seats and 1 value added processing seat. April 15, that's when all the communication goes out. And I'm so excited to start looking for some board members to work with.
Yeah. And can people reach out directly to you, or it would be best if they go directly to the link?
To the link. Yes,
To the
to
link.
the
Okay.
link.
Cool.
Yes. If you have any questions about what the board seat is like, I'm the value added processing board seat member. Yeah, just reach out to me on LinkedIn and I will share you my experiences.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Okay, we can't wait to learn more and to dig in. Oh, okay. And then, oh gosh, what else? What else is taking place?
Oh
There's so
gosh.
much.
Oh my gosh. Are we in May now? May 1.
We're in May. Perhaps like a quick little zip. I'm heading out to Farkas, which is essentially the Nougat of Asia. So in Bangkok. So that's going to be taking place at the end of May, and I can't wait. It's going to be action packed. We'll definitely provide like a bit of a trends update on that front, and all the sight smells and everything in between of that massive food expo.
It's
Can't
like the
wait.
Anuga of Asia.
It
And
is,
then
yeah.
while you're in the Anuga of Asia, I will be in Ottawa attending the CHFA Regulatory Forum in Ottawa, May 26th to 27th. And I'm so excited to learn.
That's Dave. Sorry, podcast.
Yes, yes, David.
David.
So yeah, the regulatory forum in May. And then, oh my gosh, should we tell our listeners what to expect in November?
November, will not necessarily mark your calendars yet, but hold the time frame, mid-November. Laura, shall you say a little bit more about what's happening?
Okay, by mid-November, we will be at our 100th podcast episode. 100. Can you believe it? 100.
I can.
I can't believe it. This was just an idea in Germany, in Rostock, Germany, 3 years ago, Christine.
I know.
Gosh.
Can't wait.
Wow. So yeah, we're doing a celebration.
It's going to be a celebration, and we're putting the plans together right now.
Yes.
And so mark your calendars. Is going to be a wonderful, festive event, a celebration, a community builder, if you will, in Vancouver. So stay tuned. We'll share more information when we get there. But we are so excited. We are in absolute planning mode right now. So mark your calendars, and we'll be sharing more details shortly as to where you can pick up some tickets and all those fun details and what to expect.
Save the date.
Mid-November timeframe.
We can't wait to party with you.
We cannot wait to party and to celebrate. So, yes. Well, I think that's a wonderful recap.
Gosh, it's jam-packed.
It's jam-packed. All right, everyone. Enjoy your evening, day, morning, wherever you are in your time frame listening to this. We're so grateful that you are listening to this, and thanks for being a part of the community.
Thank you. We love you.
We love you. Bye.